How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Did you get your fill of Rolaids or Tums last night?
Yeah. I mean, it was a crazy game, but I'm glad we were able to be on the positive side of that one.
Now, Coach, what's going through your mind? Early on, you had what seemed like a pretty commanding lead, 13-0. Everything was going pretty much your way, and then all of a sudden, the Rams just came storming back, and it was kind of a back and forth, crazy second quarter there. And like I was telling Cole, we went from 7-0 in the first quarter to more than 70 points scored in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, it was nuts. I mean, we thought we were playing very well defensively. Our defense was flying around, tackling well. We really just let up. I'm sitting next to the defense coordinator right now. I mean, out of 50 plays, we played well for 42 of them, and we just let up a couple big plays, and, we need to address that and correct that. But I really thought, even though we gave up 40 points, I thought the defense played really well for the majority of the game. So the way our offense was playing, though, I kind of felt like, we can keep scoring. And, when they cut it to one score in the third quarter, we never really panicked. We were in the situation earlier this year with Puna, Shalek, Spirit. So this team's kind of battle-tested a little bit. And, anytime that we've been down, with the exception of the one game, they've always responded in a positive way. So, we never really panicked. We wanted to clean some things up, but we never really hit the panic button.
Coach, how much did that sort of throw a monkey wrench in the wheel there when Closter Catholic had to go to their second-string quarterback? You're preparing all week for their first-string guy, and then Elijah Clark comes in and provides such a different dynamic, almost a completely different type of quarterback, and it seemed like you guys were on their heels a little bit trying to figure out how to defend him.
Yeah, I mean, the starting quarterback was more of a, traditional pocket passer, a taller kid, and then when he got hurt, the backup came in. He's more of a runner. So we didn't prepare for that much this week. Because we hadn't seen anybody really but the starting quarterback on film. So, but it was an adjustment. And, like I said, our secondary kind of got lost in the shuffle with him scrambling around a little bit. Their eyes got caught in the backfield.
Yeah.
We lost sight of the receivers. But that stuff we're going to really, emphasize and work on, because if we want to make a push into the playoffs, we're going to see some teams that have athletic quarterbacks that can move the block a little bit. And, we really need to be ready for that, and we will.
We're talking with head coach Chris Sacco of Pleasantville. 66-40 win over Closter Catholic last night puts them at 6-1. And, Coach, I've been really impressed with not only Samir Jones, the transfer from Mainland, and the way he's played at quarterback, but also LaQuay Adhill, who was the quarterback all last year. Here's a kid who's a senior. You're asking him a couple games into the season to kind of play a new position and still provide that senior leadership. And to his credit, he didn't get down on himself. He accepted the change for the betterment of the team, and that shows a lot about the kind of kid he is.
There's no question, and that's why he's a 2-year captain. There's a reason for that. There's a reason that he got the most votes by the players as captain. He's just a phenomenal person, player. He's got a bright future next year, moving forward in college. He's a smart kid, but it says a lot. And it was a very tough decision. It's not something that we just, thought we were going to do right away. It was very, very tough. We love LaQuay. We love him as a player. We love him as a person. And, it wasn't easy. But he's responded in a positive way, because now you're seeing how many, last week he had a big punt return. He had a big reception this weekend last week. We still have a short yardage package with him at quarterback, so he scored a rushing touchdown last night. He's starting defense. He doesn't really come off the field. So, he's added a couple different dimensions, and it's made our team better.
And that's the great thing about LaQuay is he's athletic enough to play all these other positions. So I'm assuming you were kind of hoping, let's hope he takes this the right way, because when you are able to put Samir in there at quarterback and move LaQuay out to the wide receiver, man, your offense becomes that much more dangerous. And it's good to see he understood the bigger picture.
Yeah, and he's a very humble kid. He's a team player. There was never really any question, when we sat down or when I sat down with him, the direction that we wanted to go. And, it was for the betterment of the team, but also, we really thought that it would benefit him as a football player too. Like I said, he wasn't on the field for defense. Now he doesn't come off the field. He plays special teams. He get the ball in his hands at receiver. He plays some quarterback. So it really, he's a dynamic football player, and he's a heck of a leader.
Coach, I keep trying to get him to talk about himself. He just won't do it, man. He just keeps talking about the team.
Yeah, no, he's a very, very humble person, and that's why that's why he's our captain. He's one of our 3 captains that are on the season, but he's a 2-year captain, like I said, and there's a reason for that. The kids look up to him. The coaches really look up to him and his leadership ability. He's a quiet leader. He kind of leads by example. He's not a big rah-rah guy. But, I'd rather have guys that do things the right way, than just say things. So, and he's definitely one of those guys.
Hey, Coach, a couple guys that have really impressed me is obviously Mohammed Toure and Jabril Shakur. Yeah. Man, these guys are just so athletic and do so many things. And we saw last night when times get tough, man, this team just says, hey, like LeQuay was saying, feed the beast, man. Give it to Toure.
Yeah, yeah, well, we have a lot of weapons on offense this year, so it's really nice, but it puts us in a little bit of a predicament too, because, we want to be able to spread the ball. And but Mohammed, the way he was just running last night, in that second half when we needed to, run some clock, the offensive line played exceptionally well last night too. So they were opening holes, and he was just, getting downhill and hitting them. And, he's 205 pounds, 6'2", so he gets to the second level, and he's fast, so it's kind of it's tough matchup for the DBs and linebackers in the second level.
Talking with Coach Chris Sacco of Pleasantville, 66-40 win over Closter Catholic last night. And Coach, I was talking to a couple of guys after the game, and they were, you could kind of see it in their eyes, man. They were so fired up to be in this position, 6-1, playing for a chance at a playoff berth next week against Middle Township, and just so energized about that after the game. All the parents, their friends, all coming up, high five, and just a great mood. And to think that this is a team that was 0-10 2 years ago, and just kind of put into perspective the journey these guys have been on, and what can happen when they start believing in themselves.
Well, I mean, it's really a credit to them. We have a great group of kids. They really committed themselves to the off season. We really emphasize, especially that first win. Like, you win your first game in the off season, and they really came to work. And we didn't really have a lot of guys miss in the off season, so there was high accountability. When they were there, they worked hard. So there was buy-in from that perspective. But it hasn't been easy, but it's been very enjoyable. I mean, it's a great group of kids, and they're responding very well. And now that we're having some success, they're hungry for more. And when you and I talked at the beginning of the year, we said we're probably going to need 6 or 7 wins to get in, and here we go. We're probably going to need 7 wins to get in, but that's a goal that we set at the beginning of the year, that we knew we were going to have to probably hit this number.
Yep.
So we're in a position to do that, and if we got to go to Middle and play a tough Middle team Friday night, so nothing's given to us. But I'm just proud of the way that they have responded, even though there hasn't been a lot of room for error. I know sometimes people say our schedule, but you're asking kids that really haven't won much. Now all of a sudden you're asking them not to lose, and it's really a testament to them to just respond like that. And we're very proud of them, and we just got to keep going.
And Coach, how do you handle this week? Because you have to treat it as a must-win. It pretty much is, because South Jersey Group 2 is so tough to get into. How do you handle those emotions? And they're obviously going to come out fired up next Friday night, but just to handle everything and say, hey, play the way we've been playing for 7 weeks now, and we'll get the job done. So I guess it's kind of it can be hard with high school kids to get the emotion out of it when they're in that kind of a pressure situation.
Yeah, I think last year when we started mentioning playoffs a little bit, I think our team kind of maybe, I don't want to say buckled under the pressure, but they really, I don't know if they were ready for that. This year it's been a goal from the beginning. So it's really just status quo this week. We just got to get to work. We're preparing like it's another game. Yes, there's big implications, but these are the implications that we're going to face if we get into the playoffs. So better to be ready for it now and just learn how to deal with it and move forward.
Coach, you're gonna have to dig into the Lou Holtz playbook. We're just not a good football team right now.
Yeah. Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
There you go, man.
We'll find a way to get the motivation going again.
Great stuff as always, Coach. We appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend, and I'm sure you're already back to work.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
That was Coach Chris Sacco from Pleasantville High School.